Hi guys, I thought I'd film a video today because it's actually Mother's Day here in Australia and I'm 35 and a half weeks pregnant. So it's really bizarre being so close to having a baby and it's Mother's Day. So I thought I'd just shoot a quick off-the-cuff video, totally unedited. I will actually upload it today on Mother's Day. Normally I upload my videos like 4 or 5 weeks later, but this one is real time. 35 and a half weeks pregnant, Mother's Day in Australia, and I'm actually about to have my birthday in about 10 days, which is crazy because I'm turning 51. It's so weird. Like, I haven't even got my head around turning 50, which just was the most surreal thing I've ever experienced. I don't feel 50 in any way. My lifestyle with a toddler is nothing like anyone else I know who's my age. I hung around with 30-somethings all day with other mums, so it's weird. So the fact that I'm about to turn 51 and then give birth a week later is just so strange. And who knows, like, this baby might come early. He might actually come in the week of my birthday. He might actually be my 51st birthday present. So that would be beautiful, but don't really want him to have to share his birthday with me. I'd like him to have his own day. So I'm hoping he doesn't come on my actual birthday, which is 25th of May. Anyway, so yeah, how I'm feeling today on Mother's Day, being 35 and a half weeks pregnant. Here's my tummy. There's the tummy shot. I'm wearing a belly band because, not only is big and it is heavy. So yeah, the belly band actually really gives support. Any of you who are pregnant in the early stages of pregnancy, I highly recommend getting one. If I remember, I'll put the brand that I'm using down the bottom, but they're all good. It just really helps support the weight of your tummy. Anyway, so how am I feeling on this rainy Mother's Day? You know what? I'm just feeling so grateful. I'm feeling so grateful. I just spend half the time just holding my tummy and just crying because I'm so grateful. I mean, it's such a miracle to be pregnant at almost 51. It's such a miracle to be pregnant as a solo mum, without a partner. It's such a miracle that this has happened twice. And I'm very aware of how much of a miracle it is. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, fertility groups, solo mum groups, older mum groups. I'm even in a group for women over 50. And plus I run my own community, My Baby Dream community, which is a beautiful, supportive place where we all support each other on our motherhood journeys. And I just know how hard this journey is for so many people. I've got personal friends that I've made through all of this who've been trying for 10 years to get pregnant. And I've got friends who have made through all this, women in my beautiful community who have been trying 4 or 5 times, and often with donor eggs from young donors like I used. And it just makes me realize I've been incredibly lucky. I've been incredibly blessed. Yes, there are factors at play like my health, and I've done a hell of a lot of work to clear any blocks energetically, mentally, emotionally in my field. There's all that stuff, but there's also a massive element of luck. There's a massive element of luck. Plus, there's also spiritual stuff that some people believe, some people don't. I do believe these two spirits really want to come in. And that's why I did this. Particularly the second one. Many of you have seen my videos when I agonize about having a second child. Like, it was not in my plan to do 2 by myself at this age, not at all. But I could feel this child wanting to come in, and I can feel it so strongly. He's got a powerful energy, and he's organizing a lot of things for himself. Like, I made an update of, I think it was 29-week updates. That was 6 weeks ago that I filmed out. I don't know when I uploaded it, but I filmed it 6 weeks ago. And in that video, I was really stressed about postpartum support, how I was going to handle all of this by myself, and I was trying to find people to come up from Melbourne, from my home city, to help me. And that has all finally calmed down. I have all the pieces in place. I did have a big shock about 3 or 4 days ago when I found out that my best friend in the whole world, who was supposed to be coming up here when I turned 38 weeks pregnant, and she was supposed to stay till the cesarean date, which is 39 weeks pregnant, and then stay for the next 10 days after that, so that she could look after my daughter, my 2.5-year-old daughter, little Star, because she's going to be all alone otherwise. She was going to look after her and then stay for an extra few days once I brought the baby home to help me and help, baby Star, little Star. And deep breath. We found out a few days ago that she had broken her wrist and cannot come. So you can imagine the panic, because I finally had the whole thing organized. And obviously I feel terribly upset for her. It's a really big deal in her life with her job to break her wrist. So I was trying to support her in that, but I was also going through complete blind panic of who's going to actually watch my child. Those are the most crucial 5 days in my whole plan, or 6 days, when I'm going to be in the hospital after the cesarean. Because it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days, it could be 6 days. You just don't know, but the minimum is 3. So anyway, we've sorted it out now. My dad, who's actually coming up today, I'm picking him up on Mother's Day from the airport. He was supposed to just be coming up until she came, and then he was going to go back, just in case the baby came early. He's now going to stay. He's going to stay through those extra 2.5 weeks. So that's beautiful. You know, he's in his 80s. He's never looked after a child, so I am going to have to get him some help. But he at least is someone that my daughter knows and loves, so she won't be completely by herself. And then the other amazing thing that's happened since I shot that very worried video at 29 weeks. Look at the rain. Oh my God. I'm not editing this, so it's completely... This is the most beautiful property when it rains, I'm telling you. It's literally paradise. I love it when it rains because you see mist, you see fog. I'm so lucky. I mean, there's positives and negatives of living here. The positives are it's absolutely gorgeous. The negatives are you're completely isolated. I have nobody anywhere near here. I don't really know my neighbours. I probably should get to know them, but they're all far away. They're not like, you can't just like knock on the door. You got to walk for like 20 minutes. And unfortunately, the woman who's living on my property, sort of a tenant, but I also saw her as a friend and I thought she'd be a support during this journey, has not been. So she's not really a backup or an emergency person. So that's turned out to be really disappointing, but anyway, it is what it is. So I told you last time that my biggest challenge was that my sister's coming up postpartum, which is fabulous. She's great. My daughter loves her, but she doesn't drive. And where I live, it's completely isolated. There's no public transport. There's nothing. You can't even get food, nothing without a car. So my biggest challenge was how was I going to get my little 2.5-year-old daughter to daycare and back twice a week, because she really needs to keep that going for her consistency in her life. And also it would be good for me to have a couple of days where it's just me with the baby each week, bonding with him. So I looked at a million possibilities for that. It was going to cost an absolute fortune to get someone to drive half an hour to my house, then drive my daughter half an hour to daycare, then drive back, and then drive. Like, it was like going to cost me this astronomical amount. So really what I ended up doing was I found someone. I don't know how I found this woman. It's an absolute miracle. Through putting posts and ads up and different accommodation groups on Facebook, I found an amazing woman to move into my house. I have a spare room. I don't really want to live with a stranger when I'm really pregnant and about to be totally in a vulnerable state with a newborn, but this is the situation. I had to do it. And she's lovely. So she's basically moved into my house. She's got her own room. She's living rent-free. And in return for the free rent, she's going to do 1 hour of housework each day. So just like dishes, laundry, all the stuff that I won't be able to do when I have a baby. And she's doing the driving. She's taking baby Star, little Star to daycare twice a week, picking her up. And she's also going to take her to 1 toddler activity. So there'll be 3 driving things she's doing. So I feel like that's fair exchange for rent in terms of the rent in this area. So we're both very happy with that. And the great thing about her is, apart from the fact that she's very lovely, she's very reliable, she's a very sort of stable person. Whereas where I live is a very conscious hippie area, and most of the people you meet are very like spiritual and deep thinking and wafty, but they're not reliable. You know, they're like, I'm not really feeling the energies right today, so I can't really do the housework because I need to sit and meditate. Like, that is the norm around here. She's not like that. She's a very sensible, grounded person. But the other thing that's fantastic about her, she's been a nanny for the last 6 years for another family. She's an older lady. She's been a nanny, and so she's used to being a live-in nanny. So even though I haven't brought her in here as a live-in nanny, the fact that she is one means that should I have a very difficult postpartum recovery, which I might, or let's say in the last 3 weeks of my pregnancy I get very sick, which is always possible, she can step in. She's not yet doing any other work. She's only moved to the area now, so she's still looking for things and nothing's settled for her yet. So she's still free during the day. So I could pay her to actually step up as a full-time nanny if I need that. So that's incredibly reassuring, and she's very happy to do that. She's studying some stuff, so she's got things to occupy her during the day with her studies, but she's not settled into a full-time job or anything yet. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. If I don't need her, she's happy to just do her studies during the day. If I do need her, I can pay her. So this has just worked out to be the best possible outcome. So in some ways, I'm glad that the woman on my property didn't step up to help, because even though that's been very upsetting and distressing because I've had to give her notice and evict her, and it's going to be an ongoing saga. She's just turned out to be not at all helpful or nice or kind. But at least the positives is that it forced me to get someone to move in to my actual house. And she is amazing. So that's been really, really reassuring. So I'm very lucky that I have that spare room. If I didn't have that spare room, I wouldn't be able to do this. And I really don't know how I would have got my daughter to daycare. Because I won't be able to drive the first couple of weeks after the C-section, and I really don't want to drive, especially a long drive, with a newborn, putting a newborn in and out of the car and a toddler in and out of the car. I feel that as an older woman and as a single mother, I need to give myself a really long recovery period from the surgery, because that is the reality. I'm not 30 and I don't have a husband to help me, and I don't have any family here, living here. So yes, my sister will come temporarily, but once she goes home, I'm going to be alone with 2 children. So I cannot afford to have a terrible postpartum recovery. So for me, I'm really following the advice of my doctor, who is an expert in postpartum care and postpartum depletion, and he really helped me last time, and he said I had a spectacular recovery last time, one of the best he's ever seen, even for women 20 years younger, because I rested. Like, I literally did not drive for the first 3 months. I didn't go out, I didn't socialize. I had a few people come over to visit the baby, but mainly I didn't even put away my hospital bag. I let the dishes mount up. I did not do anything. I just cuddled my baby. I slept, I changed nappies, I fed her, I breastfed her, I slept, I changed nappies, I breastfed her, I watched a bit of TV. Like, that's what I did for 3 months. So it's much harder to do that this time because I have a second child who's a 2.5-year-old toddler who needs all my attention. So it's not going to be as restful, obviously, but at least if I can rule out all the driving, because the driving where I live is long distances, that will definitely help my body recover, and I won't have to deal with putting 2 kids in the car and traffic and how do I get them out of the car seat without the cars hitting them and all that stuff. And I'll have this woman here who will at least do an hour of housework each day, so at least I know the basics are being done. And I'll probably have a cleaner come in once a month or twice a month to do more cleaning, and that's really all I can afford, and that's enough. And we will manage, and I think I will get to have a decent rest, and that's my whole goal, is to rest for 3 months. And after that, I don't know how long this lady's going to live here. We've kind of got a 6-month arrangement. We started 2 months before the birth, so she'd be here till my baby's 4 months old, and we'll see what happens after that. But at that point, I should be able to take over. I should be well enough to drive and well enough to clean around the house and do all the things, and I will have given myself a proper rest. So fingers crossed that's how it unfolds. But yeah, just in terms of my update, 35-week update, look, I've been very lucky this pregnancy. I really have had an easy run. I didn't have morning sickness. As I've spoken about in previous videos, my only challenge in this pregnancy was the breastfeeding, which was agonizingly, excruciatingly painful. But I stopped that when I was 6 months pregnant. So I've had now a couple of months off from that. How many months am I now? I'm 8 months. So yeah, I've had 2 months off from that. That's been the best. The only challenge I'm having is just the normal challenges you have when you have a giant stomach. So, my muscles around my tummy is sore and strained. That's why I'm wearing this belly band. The baby's pressing down into my pelvis, it's sore. My feet are really swollen. I'm wearing these ridiculous compression socks. I don't know if I can get a shot of them in this down there. I don't know. Is that capturing them? So I'm not editing this, so you either saw it or you didn't. Compression socks, which kind of suck everything in and stop you from swelling too much, because otherwise my feet swell up like a balloon. My ankles, my lower legs swell up. So I'm wearing compression socks. I've been very lucky. I haven't had any nausea. I've had a lot of energy. I've been able to get a lot done. Like, I'm to-do list queen right now. I'm like, checklist. I'm trying to get a million things finished so that I can take 3 months off to rest after the baby comes. I'm getting really work projects finished. I'm getting things done around the house. I'm setting up the baby stuff. So yesterday I set up, even though it's still 3 weeks away, you don't know, the baby might come early. So I set up bassinet, which was a really emotional thing to do because it's the same bassinet Baby Star used, next to my bed, and a little bouncer. Like, I've got it all out of the storage and set it up. And then I actually made a little mini one for her, for Baby Star, little star that I bought online. It's a little cheap ass thing from Amazon. It looks like it'll fall apart in about 30 seconds. But anyway, set up her little bassinet and her little bouncer for her dolls. She didn't want to borrow them, actually. She really wanted to play with the proper bassinet and the proper bouncer. But I'm like, no, those are for that. baby in mummy's tummy. That's for him. But just getting everything done. The only challenge I've had is the last few days I've had quite bad back pain. But to be really honest, I don't think that's from the pregnancy. I think that's because I've been sitting at my computer till 2 a.m. getting work done and not stretching. And the situation with the woman on my property's turned quite ugly, and that's been stressful. And so I've been holding my breath. And that always leads to back pain for me. So I'm a bit of an idiot because some of you know I'm a trained Feldenkrais practitioner. I've done years and years of Feldenkrais, and that's what keeps me moving freely and feeling young and looking young in how I move. And I don't know, I get lazy and I don't lie on the floor and put on proper hour-long Feldenkrais lessons. They're called awareness through movement lessons. And I just normally think, oh, my back's a bit sore. I just roll around. I listen to a novel or I listen to a podcast, and I do about like 10, 20 minutes of rolling around. It's kind of a bit Feldenkrais, but it's not really a proper hour-long proper Feldenkrais lesson that's designed to shift something in your body. So last night I was absolutely desperate. I was like, my back is so sore I can hardly walk, and I've got to drive to the airport for an hour and pick up my dad tomorrow. I've got to fix this. All right, I'm putting on an actual Feldenkrais lesson, which I have not done my entire pregnancy, not once. I'm very naughty. And because I have this tool, you'd think I would use it, but I don't know, I get lazy. I think because I used to do Feldenkrais every single day years ago when I had chronic pain. It was like how I survived. I always did a full hour-long lesson every single day, and it kept me going. In my head, it's kind of associated back with when I had chronic pain, which I don't have now. So I'm a little bit reluctant to do it. But last night, 11 p.m, my daughter's asleep. I thought, I have got to do something. Otherwise I won't be able to drive tomorrow. So I found a Feldenkrais lesson on my computer that was good for pregnant women that you could do lying on your side. I did it. I got up an hour later at midnight and I could walk. My pain was like gone 90% better. And I woke up this morning feeling fine. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I could have been doing that every single day of my entire pregnancy. So now I made a commitment to myself. I'm 35 and a half weeks. Let's not say every night because that's not realistic. Every second night at least. So that's 3 to 4 times a week. Until this baby comes, I'm going to lie on the floor, whatever time baby star goes to sleep, whether it's 9 p.m, 10 p.m, or 11 p.m, because she's a late baby. I'm going to not do work. I'm going to do an hour-long Feldenkrais lesson to sort my back out and keep my body free, my hips free, my pelvis free, my neck free, so that this baby has room, so I have room in my ribs to breathe. And that will make the next 3 weeks a lot easier. So I'm promising you, I'm committing to you, that's what I'm doing. Hold me to it. All right, everybody, little star is running out now. She's been watching Bluey. Hey, sweetie, what do you want? I'm making a video and I'm not editing it, so do you want to be in it? You're always hungry. There she is, look. She's so big now. She's fully talking, walking human. It is raining. Should we put anyone who's watching at 17 minutes in, I figure is not a stalker, so I'll let you see. Okay, sweetie, let's go make you some food. Then we're going to go pick up Papa from the airport. We're going to pick up Papa from the airport. I'm so excited my dad's coming. It's the best Mother's Day present ever.
Dad, I'm hungry.
She just said, Dad, I'm hungry. Did you hear that? Especially because she calls me Dad. Dad, I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm hungry. I made a video a few months ago about how my daughter now calls me Daddy and Mummy interchangeably because she watches so much Bluey where the dad is a big character. So she just said, Dad, I'm hungry. So I better go because even though it's Mother's Day, I'm being called on as the father to make some more breakfast. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll try and get another one of these live videos shot before I give birth in a couple of weeks. I'll do another one. I have also filmed a ton of videos. Last month when I had a lot of energy, I just sat down and filmed video that were filmed when I was, 32 weeks or something. And I'm going to upload those over the coming months while I'm too busy with the newborn to make videos. So they're good. They're really good videos. I've made one about my breastfeeding journey, things like that, which I think you guys have been asking for. So they will go out over the next couple of months when I'm too busy to make a YouTube video because I've just had a baby. But I'll try and get one more live one done like this. All right, guys. Do you want to say bye-bye, little star?
Bye.
Say bye again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, little coughing baby. She's so cute. She's the sweetest thing. If this baby in my tummy is even half as sweet and kind and loving and cute as her, I'll be the luckiest woman alive. So let's wait and see. All right, guys. Happy Mother's Day to anyone in Australia who's watching this. If you are a mummy, happy Mother's Day. You're amazing. And you're doing so well as a mummy. As am I. We're all rocking it. All right, guys. Bye.